Today, federal officials provided some details about their plans to roll out the first vaccines in Canada. They made a few points very clear. The first vaccines will be approved and available in early 2021. Initial supply will be very limited, and there's still a lot of work left to do. There are many questions left unanswered. We need to know, in no uncertain terms, what vaccines Ontario will receive, how many of them we will get, and when exactly they will arrive. These are three fundamental questions that I've been asking for several weeks now. They remain unanswered. What I can tell you is that Ontario will be ready to do our part, and I should be clear about what our part is. As we know, the federal government is responsible for acquiring the vaccines. They will determine which vaccines we get, how many vaccines we get, and when they come to us. Ontario's role is to have the plans in place, to have the distribution network running smoothly, to get the vaccines where they need to go. Together, we will ensure that every person in Ontario who needs a vaccine, every person who wants a vaccine, will have access to one as we receive them. And I can't stress enough how complicated this task will be. When we look at a province the size of Ontario, and with so many fundamental questions still outstanding, the job becomes increasingly complex and a logistical nightmare. That's why we're putting our best and brightest on the task force. With the support of General Hillier, we have been working around the clock to prepare for all scenarios. And as General Hillier said, we need to have clear plans for infrastructure and supply chains in place the day the first vaccine lands on our soil. For months now, we have had hundreds of officials planning for the day we receive our first vaccines. As General Hillier said, he's amazed at just how much work has been done, and I give all the credit to the Minister of Health, Solicitor General, and their team. But we're taking nothing for granted. That's why, in addition to General Hillier, we're bringing together the best and the brightest for our COVID-19 vaccination task force, which will be announced tomorrow. This task force, our experts, will take a hard, close look at our extensive planning. They will stress test and make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Ontario will be ready. My friends, this is critical, because these vaccines are how we get out and get rid of this pandemic. They're now available. We'll be moving forward. I apologize. They're how we're able to visit extended friends and family. They're how we get businesses back on their feet. These vaccines are how we get life back to normal. And so many months into this pandemic, after Ontarians have made so many sacrifices, this can't come soon enough.